Endwalker is okay. That's what I think. Endwalker, it's okay.
Ma, did you meet Heidelin? Pray tell, how is she?
Thank goodness. I never would have forgiven myself had any of you come to harm. She has given us all she can. We must share what we know with Father and the Loperids at once, that it not go to waste. I will keep Heidelin's words in my heart, as talisman and lodestone both. A bit small for a welcoming party, but I've never been one for crowds. 'Tis fortunate that Fortuno have kept Livingway apprised of our progress. We require the Loperit's aid more than ever. If Dynamis is ruled by emotion, perhaps prayer has more tangible results than I suspected, albeit ones that are not always obvious to us. In which case, we may hope that Heidelin's wishes continue to move the hearts of men and set forth time and time again. Far be it from me to refute Heidelin's own words. Yet even if her actions were neither kind nor just, we can give them a nobler meaning. We can make her faith the salvation of mankind. She and Heidelin were two of a kind, weren't they? Full of love for the star and its people, always holding to hope for our future. I am glad to see you well. Though we could roughly place your souls, deep as you went, we could neither see nor hear you. The fluctuations in your ether near the end gave me quite a fright. What in the world happened? So, about Heidelin, this is a little awkward, but, well, we kind of killed her. But it's not a big deal. I think she wanted to die. She's been alive for so long.
You mean to say Heidelin is... No, there's no time to feel our feelings. We must carry out Heidelin's will without delay. We'll find Medion if it's the last thing we do. If you wouldn't mind handing over the crystal, that is. The fancy navigatory one.
To the edge of the universe, where congregates the despair of countless stars, you are determined to see this through. We are. Should words fail us, we will fight to the bitter end. I know that it pains you to accept this, would that I need ask nothing more of you. Yet we have only two means to travel to the great expanse, the moon and Charlene's Ark. I am all too aware that without both of them, there will be no Exodus, but I nevertheless beg you to honor the agreement we made. The Forum's decision will be honored. You have earned the right to use the ship as you see fit, and I could not rescind it even if I wanted to. As it happens, I do not, and would do all within my power to aid your cause.
With that settled, might I suggest you rest a while? Proving oneself to Heidelin is never easy, and despite our unparalleled genius, we'll need a day to make the necessary calculations. You may as well take advantage of it.
You can chart a course through the Sea of Stars in a single day? Ye gods! Shall we head above ground for some fresh air then, and perhaps a nap? Yeah, we've had a long day, buddy. We've had a long day. Aha, I've been expecting you. I heard about your foray in the ethereal sea. The students have ventured far and wide, but never quite as so deep as that. Are you experiencing any after effects from your prolonged exposure? Nausea, dizziness, hauntings? Well, have a pleasant sleep, and if you do experience any unusual phenomena, please let me know. I shall add it to our records.
there you are. Some time, indeed, yes. For you, at least. Believe me, I'd meant to get some proper sleep. But here we are, drifting along instead. Well, well, you too. And so we remain, to watch and wonder. Yes, indeed. To begin, we first must see the end.
Mana, I trust you've had a good rest. An envoy of Master Fortunos has arrived not long ago with a message. The Loperites have determined Medion's location. We've been asked to gather at the Rostra. I'll meet you there, along with the others. A great many of the helping hands that delivered the adamantite are still here in Charlian, and I, for one, couldn't be happier. Between the aether burner to be refurbished, supplies to be transported, and the meals to be prepared, we need all the assistance we can get. Even Lord Manolane has been doing his part, albeit at a snail's pace. Still, it's the thought that counts, but a bit more effort when it go amiss.
What took you so long? We have much to discuss and scant time to do it.
Before coming, I thought to inquire about our comrades abroad. It seems that the effects of the final days have been observed further and further north of Garlemald. For a blessing, those regions are largely uninhabited, but in any event, we mustn't misinterpret this as a geographical spread. There is no telling where in the world the phenomenon will strike next, unfortunately. Gods, I can hardly believe the Loperites managed to find Medion out there hidden among the stars. The sheer distances involved are mind-boggling. While the Forum is not here in its entirety to brood and glare at us, Master Barnier's presence alone is enough to put me on edge. If you would know the reason for this assembly, you had better ask Master Levier. Not feeling any ill effects from the idoscope, are you? After playing test subject for those new Aetherites, even the mention of ether sickness makes me feel a little queasy. Hydaelyn, the heart of the star, is gone, and yet on the morrow the sun will rise and life will go on. When I look upon Charlian in its idyllic surrounds, there are moments when her absence feels unreal, as do the final days. Would that it were so. I fear our recent travails within Labyrinthos and the Ethereal Sea have taken their toll on my mind, for last night I received a visitor in my dreams, Moonbreda. A vision not of the woman she was, nay, but the woman she would have become. Since the final days first manifested, we've been tested as never before, even more so in your case. Nevertheless, our work is far from over. We cannot afford to falter now, not when the end is in sight. How did you sleep? Well, I should hope. It's likely the last opportunity we will have to take a proper rest for quite some time. I probably could have done with a few more winks myself. Ugh. Oh, no. The thought of what's to come was keeping me awake, you see. So I thought to do a bit of research, hoping I might eventually feel weary enough to doze off. But before I realized it, it was already morning. No need to scold me. I already regret it, and will probably only feel that regret more keenly as the day wears on. Me too, Kraha. Everyone appears to be present and accounted for. Good. As you know, the Loperids have deduced the whereabouts of Medion by means of a crystal bequeathed to us by Heidelin herself. Your quarry's location is a place far beyond the moon, in the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, at the edge of creation. A veritable Ultima Thule. Indeed. How then are we to reach it?
An excellent question. Luckily for you, I have an equally excellent answer. In theory, with its advanced propulsion systems, the moon is capable of delivering you to Ultima Thule, but the myriad of other facilities housed within would greatly impede your travel through the Sea of Stars. Even the Mother Crystal may not possess ether enough to bear so massive a vessel to our destination and back. However, if we integrate our Hyper Hopper into your ether burner, we should be able to fire things up and jump our way over to the end of the universe in no time.
Father, does this mean... Bear in mind this decision was not made solely at my discretion, but with the consent of the Forum. Hearing the Loperit's proposal, the Forum was faced with a grave decision. To commit the Ark to this endeavor would mean abandoning both our plans to evacuate to the moon and to resettle on another star. Needless to say, the proposition invited fierce battle. In the end, however, the Forum was swayed by the simple fact that Heidelin believed you possessed the strength needed to overcome this crisis. The Great Exodus was, after all, a plan of Heidelin's own making. Therefore, in the 11th hour, she would proffer another means by which we may seek salvation. We would all be fools to dismiss it out of hand. Indeed, she sacrificed everything, her very existence, to avert the destruction of this star. That is why we have chosen to place our faith in Heidelin, in you. The Ark will be made ready for your voyage to Ultima Thule. What of all the people that have labored so tirelessly to prepare for the evacuation? They must be furious. I would not be so sure. They have not forgotten your deeds on the Magna Glacius. Nor did your instrumental role in orchestrating the delivery of adamantite go unnoticed. No, the people do not protest. Quite the contrary. They've expressed unwavering support for you and your mission. Are the Loperids too willing to abandon the Exodus?
Were you not listening when I said we were born of Heidelin's love for Aetheris and its people? If it means your survival, we would do anything to help. And you'll most certainly have need for our expertise where you're going. There's no guarantee Ultima Thule is a place that supports life, and otherwise vexing problem our know-how can remedy. Besides, Heidelin chose us to lead the way to Medion. Why else would she give you a crystal only we can decipher? But more importantly, we were perfectly content to evacuate Aetheris until you brought us here, Urianger. And now we're enamored with the place, so what choice do we have but to save it?
Of course, none of this is possible without you and the Scions. So I must ask, are you certain you wish to do this? Very well, we shall inform the Forum of your decision and begin preparations to bolster the Ark within the Hyper Harbor. The Loperids will coordinate with the Ilzabard contingent to have all the necessary components transferred via the Tower of Babel. Of course, it will take time until the work is complete. For now, pray take your ease. It seems there is naught to do but rest and prepare, shall we? There is much to be done before the Ark can be made ready for your voyage. Would that I could afford time to speak with Alphino and Alice. Alas, I can but pray but they find a moment of quiet calm before the journey to come.
need not worry about lending a hand with the Hyper Hopper. We already have more than enough help, so go and relax while you still can.
They bid us rest, but I'd much rather find something productive to do. I suppose now is as good time as any to hone my lance. Not that I've ever found it to be dull. Still, it eases my mind on the eve of battle. Perhaps now I can finish that book I was reading. Well, what? Oh, pay me no mind. I'm sure you have better things to do with the time afforded to us. I want to spend time with you. I wasn't expecting to have time on our hands. What should we do? A rare opportunity to get rest. I say we make the most of it. The Forum hath placed the faith of mankind in our hands. We must not betray their faith. I should very much like to speak with the Loporits once their work is complete. 'Tis plain Hydaelyn has entrusted them with a great deal of knowledge, and I suspect there is more they could teach us. In all honesty, I didn't think the Forum would approve this measure, and certainly not by such a large margin. I dare say, though, that Master Fortuno's impassioned recounting of your audience with Hydaelyn helped sway the vote. He has a way with words, after all. Where do you think Alphinaud got it from? Ere we depart, we must leave nothing undone. Quite, though it is difficult to conceive of how one can best prepare to brave a domain where Dynamis governs all. Nevertheless, Hydaelyn deemed us worthy of the trials that await. For lack of any other feasible options at this late stage, let us trust in her judgment and face Medion as we are. Which leaves the not-so-small task of coordinating our efforts here to you and to Taru. If all goes to plan, we'll be back before you know it. I certainly hope so. We will be praying for your safe return. Mayhap it will affect the Dynamis for the better. With that settled, we should get some rest and make the most of the time we've been afforded. The meeting's over, is it? You were in there for so long I started to worry. What did they have to say? To the edge of creation, I see. Rest assured, everything will remain in order until you return, and you will return. Actually, Mana, could I borrow you for a moment? Looks like your plans for the interim are decided. When the two of you have finished, meet us back at the Baldessian Annex, all right? Come with me to the Agora. I have something to show you. Is it... Could it be? New clothes? Welcome, Mana, to Taru's boutique. I've always done my best to provide the Scions with fashionable attire, but in your case specifically, I make an extra effort to strive for the most functional yet stylish clothing one could ask for. Not that I'm playing favorites, but you are the Warrior of Light. Faced with this unprecedented crisis, I knew you would need an ensemble unlike anything I've created before, and that I wouldn't be able to do it alone. So after enlisting the aid of the world's finest artisans, I finally completed my career-defining masterpiece. But then inspiration struck, and I saw a golden opportunity just begging to be seized. With the help of some Thavnarian refugees, I decided to set up shop here in Charlian. Of course, I would never charge you for any of our works, perish the thought. Varsa Ruda, how are things coming along? Everything is in order, Mr. Sutaru. We'll be ready to open shortly. Oh, cute, it's her! Which is why I brought you here, to be our very first patron. Would you mind waiting here a moment longer? Following event can't be skipped. Let's go! That Aura girl is really, really cute. I'm glad she's like an NPC that we get to see a lot. Ah, I did not expect to find you here. Hello! I imagine Nidhana would also wish to offer you her regards. Alas, after delivering our dragon scales to the engineers, she remained to assist with their work on the ether burner. The simulacrum, too, will stay in Charlian while I oversee matters at Ratzit Han. It is a rather convenient means to keep abreast of developments pertaining to the final days, or anything else. It allows me, after a fashion, to watch over my people in this distant land. Farshan, I was hoping you'd stop by. I can't thank you enough for allowing your artisans to work with me here at the boutique. Please, it is I who should be thanking you. This establishment has restored a sense of normalcy to their lives. You have blessed them with newfound purpose and a means by which to support themselves in these troubled times. What's more, when they at last return home to Ratzit Han, the experience and knowledge they have gained in your employ will no doubt prove a boon to the artistry and commerce of our land. In fact, I came here to see how your new employees are settling in, and to express my gratitude for granting them this opportunity. It's an opportunity for me as well, believe you me. You artisans have taught me so much about Thavnarian craftsmanship. Their resourcefulness and ingenuity are nothing short of inspiring. I can't wait to see what kind of wonders we come up with. I pray you every success in your endeavors, Mistress Tataru. Before coming here, I heard word of the Forum's decision, of what will soon be attempted. It was only when that I finally understood why my father called this star the last bastion of hope. It was only then that I understood why my father called this star the last bastion of hope. Indeed, it was the last bastion, for the flame of every other star he encountered had likely been extinguished. In the boundless dark, the light of brimming life must have been blinding in its splendor. You journey into the heavens to protect that light. May the scales of my kin serve you well. I have faith you will prevail and restore peace and tranquility to this star. I will not see his sacrifice squandered, nor shall I rest until Ratzit Han is returned to its former glory. Forgive me, but I must take my leave. Fare you well, and remember, the people of the star have not yet given up hope, and neither must you. Is that guy all right over there? Ugh, where must I go to get a meal with some flavor in this wasteland of taste? Oh my god. Mana, old girl. Why, whatever are you doing here? A new boutique, you say? I had been meaning to expand my wardrobe. Yes, something with a little more flair, perhaps befitting a man of my station. Though I have nowhere to flaunt said raiments, so long as my confinement continues indefinitely, I, the young Lord Fortom's, insist that, so long as there is work to be done, no matter how trivial, I must abide here in Charlian. Thus do I toil, though every fiber of my being rails against it. Why, I've even suffered the company of that brute Sickard to see supplies transported in a timely fashion. Yet he was the one who granted leave this morning to participate in some supposed covert operation. So I suffer instead of his otherwise welcome absence, now burdened with extra busy work, and without Honawa here, there's no one to prepare my meals. I came here in the hopes of finding a nice cafe, perhaps. Alas, the Charlian delicacies I've sampled were lacking in every respect. The cafe over on the pier, their cuisine didn't appear all that appetizing, but if you can vouch for their cooking, then perhaps I will give it a try. Thank you for the suggestion, and ta-ta for now, old girl. Well, well, is that Mana and Tataru I spy? Oh. Hello, Hancock. Hancock, what are you still doing here? You said you were returning immediately after dropping off your cargo. Yes, that was my original plan. After all, any expertise required aside from the delivery of goods is well beyond my purview. But what manner of entrepreneur would squander an opportunity to study the markets of the northern seas? Worry not, I will return straightways to Kugane once I have finished. Of course you would find a way to turn this crisis to your advantage. She wounds me, the industrious woman running a new boutique. I am not blind to the travails of those who fight on the front lines to deliver us from ruin. Indeed, I have every confidence they will succeed, and I would make myself and my business ready for their return. If you believe in them so devoutly, then why not put your money where your mouth is? Fair enough, Tataru, fair enough. There is not more I can do to help ready the Ark and her heroes for their maiden voyage, but on your return I shall host a grand celebration in your honor at the Bukairo Inn. Accommodations are quite costly given the reputation of said establishment, but the East Aldernard Trading Company would be honored to foot the bill. A pity. I'm rather fond of the place myself. Nevertheless, I have no doubt we will find another time and cause for celebration soon enough. But let us speak more upon your return, lest I draw even more of Tataru's ire. Until next we meet. Ah, Mana, decided to spend your time at the markets, did you? And who is this? Oh, hi! Tataru! Biggs, Wedge! I take it work on the Ark proceeds apace? Aye, it does indeed. Collaborating with the greatest minds of Charlian and Ratzathan has been a rewarding experience, and that's to say nothing of what we've learned from the Loperits. The Ark is unlike anything we've ever had the pleasure to work on. Even Nero was rendered speechless on more than one occasion. I can't wait for you to see it. And you'll never guess who paid us a visit before we came to Charlian. Alpha! I think he sensed the coming danger and returned to check on us. He was always one to turn up in a time of need, and I suppose that's why he decided to join us here in Charlian. Good thing, too. I don't know how he does it, but he has a knack for brightening your day just by being there. It's still hard to believe we have the means to send you off into the great expanse, though. To the farthest known reaches of, well, everything. I never thought I'd live to see such marvels, yet here I am. More often than not, you and the Scions are the catalyst that sparks the need for those great innovations. To think how much I'd have missed out had I not been a member of the Ironworks. An awful lot of work, to be fair, and the privilege of being worked like a cart chocobo. Ha! There is that, too. As busy as we've been, I wish there was more we could do for you, Mana. But no matter what happens, we have to keep believing for a brighter future. When you head back, would you tell the engineers I'll be along shortly with refreshments? That's very kind of you, Tataru. They'll be glad to hear it. And on that note, Wedge and I should get going. Still a few more supplies to gather before we return. Whomst else? Oh, are we done? Yay! Terribly sorry for the wait. Right this way, if you please. You are really cute. Wait, I don't believe the two of you have been formally introduced. This is Varsarud from Paleka Stand. The pleasure is mine. Thanks to Mr. Shitaru, I and many of my friends have found gainful employment in this foreign land. It is only natural to feel fear in the face of calamity. In such times, we must look to one another for strength and succor. I know not whether we will come to call this place home or return to Thavnair, but we are here today and are glad to have contributed to the cause. And contribute they did by helping to make your new garments as durable as possible. We put our hearts and souls into them, and I have every confidence they'll keep you safe in the battle to come. Gods, to think how far we've come since our humble beginnings at the Waking Sands. From the rising stones to the falling snows, and even a certain insufferable someone's Ruby Bazaar, we were always fortunate to find friends along the way. Even when you were swept away to the first, Grahatia was there to grant you sanctuary. I'll never forget the relief I felt when you all returned to us. I thought my heart would burst. Yours has been a long, long journey, and I've been privileged to watch often with bated breath as you persevered time and again. For all the joy we've shared, there's been much sorrow as well, but I've long since learned you can't have one without the other. Which is why I promise to send you off to the Sea of Stars with a smile. And you can be certain I'll be the first one to welcome you back on your return. Don't forget to pick up your clothes from Varsarud before you leave. They were expertly tailored just for you. In addition to your new ensemble, we have raiments and weaponry for every need, so please feel free to browse our stock. Yay! Oh! Well, give me my gear. Wait, I have access to everything? Oh no, there's a lot of locked stuff. Oh, dye is locked. I see, I see. I realize you still got lots to do before you depart, so I won't keep you any longer. I do hope you can find a moment for yourself, and that the others can as well. They said they were returning to the Baldessian Annex, though I doubt they'd stay for long. If you decide to go looking for them, I suggest speaking with Krau first. I'm sure they would have told her their plans. If you're back, I take it. You're back. I take it you received your gift from Tataru? It was a surprise long in the making, with many, many long hours of fretting to get everything just right. I'm glad to see it realized with great success. If you're looking for the others, though, they've already taken their leave. Ishtola, Thancred, or Yanje have gone to the last stand for a bite to eat. Alice and Grahatia, meanwhile, thought their time would be better spent poring over books at Nuumnon. As for Alphino and Stinian, well, they've elected to pay a visit to the Levier estate, though Stinian seems somewhat reluctant to go. I'm sure they would all be glad for your company if you have a mind to seek them out. Should you be feeling peckish, I suggest heading to the last stand before Yashol and the others finish eating. But above all else, it would be foolish to run headlong into battle, a fatigued mess, so do remember to get a good night's sleep. I have a few matters to attend to myself before you and the others depart for Ultima Thule, but rest assured, Taro and I will keep everything in order while you're away. Try as she might, Taro had no chance of standing between you and a hearty meal. Don't worry, we saved some for you. Hast thou perchance had opportunity to partake of the rainbow pudding? Do not utter those words in front of me, Urianger. Owing to its striking flavor and somewhat garish appearance, 'Tis quite popular, indeed so popular that the last stand stock hath been entirely exhausted. I should hope, at the very least, Puddingway did sup upon this most delectable dessert. Mana, come to make our trio quartet, have you? Please, have a seat, and we'll see about getting you a drink.
Your business with Tataru was finished. My, what a thoughtful surprise. Whatever would we do without her?
Indeed. And she's right, you know. It hasn't been all doom and gloom.
Feels like a lifetime ago that Master Louis Soir gathered us together to form the Circle of Knowing. Since then, we have experienced much. But rather than feeling wiser, the more I learn, the more I find my knowledge lacking.
Forsooth. As a student, vainly did I believe that I held the secrets of creation in my grasp. Yet that which I had seized was but an insignificant sliver of what awaited in the wider world. Every encounter, every experience hath served to open mine eyes, enlightening and humbling me in equal measure. Even from those whom I called enemies have I learned many a valuable lesson.
What will we learn at the edge of the universe, I wonder?
Ultima Thule, where the bringer of the end makes her nest. I, for one, can't possibly imagine. But whatever awaits us there, we will survive. We must. For her.
Is aught the matter?
No, it's nothing. I just... Well, lately I find myself surprised at how much I've changed. How much we've all changed.
We've come far together, and if we have aught to say about it, we'll go further still. Aye, we will avert this calamity and return home, in preparation for which we must give thought to what we hope to achieve after the proverbial dust has settled.
What with the primals and Ascians all but dealt with, I suppose we'll need to look for new hobbies. In all seriousness, though. In uniting to overcome a common foe, the disparate peoples of the world have found a way forward together. It's a truly gratifying sight to see.
Indeed. Though it was many years in the making, we have successfully set in motion the gears of fundamental change. With this, we have fulfilled our humble role as a symbol of hope. And I dare say it is time to bow out. After all, there is no shortage of hands to bear the torch in our stead.
You know, I never really considered I might live long enough to see an after. But even if my time as a scion came to an end, I don't expect that much will change. Traveling the world, going wherever the wind blows, lending a hand to those in need.
A journey for journey's sake. It doth suit thee well. I must confess I too have yearned to see more of the world. If thou art amenable to the suggestion, I would accompany thee. Mine ability to affect an air of normalcy through artful disguise is much improved, thou must concede.
Aye, well, improvement is relative. You still look suspicious no matter what you wear. What of you, Ishtola? Any grand plans?
Why, continue my quest for knowledge, naturally. To begin with, I wish to know the state of the reflections, to which end I must find a means to travel between worlds. 'Tis the least I must do if I am to keep my promise. Should my pursuits prove unduly arduous, I won't hesitate to call on you. And in return, I will take you to see Reen one day. I'm sure you cannot wait to see the fine young woman she has become.
Spare me.
And what of thee? What wouldst thou pursue at duty's end?
Here's yours. My apologies for the wait.
Well, shall we make a toast? To victory.
To our comrades.
To the future of the star.
Man, this is gonna make me cry. You can always count on your friends to help you maintain perspective. A pity mine take a pervasive pleasure in it. I'd like to think I give as good as I get, though I'd fare better with the occasional assist from our consummate nodder. But in all good fun, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I say, Mana, whence came this saber column that standeth beside thee? I see falsely, but you stole in Thancred but moments ago employed the self-same doubling magic. Alright then, keep thy secrets. Leaving so soon, I suppose it's for the best. If you'd rather not explore the bottom of a bottle with Urianger, I dare say the others would welcome your company as well, if you can find them, that is. In any case, as long as you make the most of your time, then that is all that matters. We will remain here a while longer, at the very least until Urianger finds his legs again. How many casual outfits do you have, Estinian? What? Surely this isn't the first time you've seen me without my armor.
Oh. What brings you here? Ah, so you were worried that the Levier household might again be gripped by turmoil. All is well, I assure you. In my letters home, I had made mention of Estinian, you see. My mother wished to meet the legend in person, and so we arranged to have a spot of tea together.
Where were you in my hour of need? Fell beasts I can face, but I'm not made for idle chit-chat with lords and ladies.
Well, I for one thought you held your own. Mother was the picture of delight.
I might have been delighted myself, were we in a tavern with more agreeable drink. The thought of fleeing crossed my mind, but what then? I'd never hear the end of it, least of all from Tataru.
I'm sorry. 'Twas not my intent to cause you such distress. It's just... It was one of the things I didn't want to leave undone ere we set forth. That's not to say I think we won't be returning. Yet, given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today. After all, tomorrow is never promised.
It's fine. Not like I had better things to do. Besides, seeing you with your mother brought back fond memories of my own. Be we rich or poor, family is family. Well, it's past time we were on our way.
Wait! Since I left home, I've made a great many mistakes. Mistakes for which I can never make amends. But through it all, you didn't give up on me. To have returned here with you at my side, it means more to me than you know. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Forgive me, but it needed to be said.
I'm the one who owes you thanks.
Oh.
Were it not for you, I would not be alive today, nor come to terms with Nidhogg's spirit. I am ever grateful.
Well, we needn't make it a competition. You know, this must be what Heidelin meant when she spoke about depending on one another. However treacherous the road before us, together we will prevail.
I can't with the Heavensward gang, I just can't. All that remains is to return to the Annex and give my armor one last polish. I expect Alphino has maintenance to carry out on those floating things of his too. A few of our comrades decided to remain a while in Charlian after making their deliveries. Did you happen to pass by any on your way here? He tries speaking with Alice, but she is fast asleep.
Oh.
Knowing them, they're probably dreaming about the celestial adventures to come. Just as well. They've been running themselves ragged of late. Unlike you and the others, I'm a few steps removed from the danger and excitement. The things you all get up to never fail to impress me. But by the same token, I can't help but worry. Not only for your safety, but for your happiness. After everything you've sacrificed, you earned it 1,000 times over. From the simple pleasures of tucking into a hearty meal or collapsing into a comfortable bed, to the grand triumphs of visiting legendary lands or finding true love. You deserve all the joy in the world. There is so much that life has to offer, so much to be treasured and shared with those we hold dear. So promise me this. Come what may, you won't give up on your own happiness. When you're out there fighting tooth and nail, it's all too easy to forget. But in the end, your passions will be your greatest strength of all. Remember that.
This feels familiar. Well, 'tis good to be...
Oh. Oh.
Wait. What am I... Gods, don't tell me I fell asleep.
No.
Not that there's any shame in it, but you were sleeping like babies.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Not a word to anyone. Understood? Not one word.
I'm told that sleeping in proper beds of your own choosing is a much more effective way to prepare for battle.
So, what were the two of you doing here?
I had a few books to return to the library. Thought I'd take care of it while I could.
And you?
Welcome back, Mana. Return to catch a few final winks before embarking on your mission, I presume. You'll be happy to know your chambers have been cleaned and fresh linens laid out. I pray you enjoy the sweetest dreams on this final night before the big day. That night at the Royal Menagerie in El Amigo. Xenos? Yes. Oh my god.
Get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly. In that transcendent moment, what was it that I sought in you? What was it that you sought in me?
What's the deal with Xenos? And thus it dawns. The day of reckoning.
often have we thus assembled? To combine our knowledge and seek solutions to the problems before us.
Back at the Waking Sands, it was all we could do to address the most minor of troubles. Who could have realized what we'd find when we began to look to the sources of the realm's woes?
At the Rising Stones, we made great strides and shared many moments, from the joyous to the sorrowful.
We've had occasion to call other places home too. Be it Ishgard or Kugane, we were fortunate to find sanctuary wherein we might take stock and continue our fight.
I was honored to host this company in the Crystarium. To stand with you all as we confronted the truth of the star itself.
And now from this place, we go to fight the most important battle of all.
The Forum has sent word. The Ark is ready. The Loporrits naturally will be commanding the vessel. They will see the 8 of you to Ultima Thule. Upon arriving, your objective is to find and vanquish Meteon. As a final formality, the Forum bade me ascertain your resolve. So, are you certain you wish to do this?
We are.
Then, ere you report to Thalmasane, I leave you with these words. You must triumph. What that means will differ for each of you. To make it back home, or to simply avert doom, or perhaps something else altogether. Yet whatever it is that drives you, I have faith in its power to see you through. So please, triumph. Triumph, as we who remain behind believe you will.
Let us be off then.
Wait! Both Kryl and I will be there to see you off, but as your receptionist, I feel I need to say this here. Safe journey, all of you, and be safe.
So, what's gonna happen with Xenos? Is he gonna possess Medion? Or is he gonna be like a dungeon boss? Is Xenos... Is Xenos going to make his spotlight in this expansion worthwhile? Because he hasn't done a goddamn thing. Oh God, I hope we're finally done with Van Daniel, but he keeps coming back like a cockroach. I suppose this is where we part ways, for now at least. Would that I had sage words of wisdom to share ere you depart. Mayhap the teachings of Galif Baldessian will suffice? Surrender not to anger or hatred, he said. Look beyond them, and there find true strength. What one sees beyond is open to interpretation, I think. But for me, it would be things I cherish most in life, things I believe are worth fighting for. Something to consider as you venture into the Sea of Stars. I still want to hope there's some surprises in store. I hope it's not just straightforward we're fighting Medion. I hope there's a big twist, because boy am I thirsty for a big twist right now. I want the final boss to be Xenos so bad. Let Xenos possess Medion, because I didn't wait this entire expansion for Xenos to do anything, just for him to just do nothing. Let him possess Medion. Let him be the final boss he wants to be. Let him follow his dreams. Oh man, look at all these people. Alpha! Alpha appears to be trying to cheer you on. Blip Bloop, the miniature model of Omega, appears to be staring at you intently at the Ark. First the Great Exodus, and now this. It seems there's no end to our work. In truth, more than a few gleaners were distressed to learn that their earlier efforts were for nothing. It was no easy task convincing them that the new plan was for the best, I can tell you that. I can't tell you every man believes this is the wisest choice, but I can say that all will be forgiven if you deliver us from the coming doom. And if you don't, well, at least you won't get an earful. Get the earful, I certainly will. Man is said to fear what he does not know, yet you would venture into the greatest of unknowns. I say to you, daughter of man, that you need not fear. So long as man shares a bond with dragonkind, so too does he share our kinship with the heavens, and our ancient home amidst the stars infinite. I pray you go forth and prove this bond of yours, tempered and tested, shall endure unbroken for 1,000,000 years. It's troubling enough that the brute Seacard left without warning, leaving me to carry all those cumbersome containers, but that he failed to present to send you off is absurd. What could possibly be more deserving of his attention at a time like this? Mistress Krell tells me your investigation into my theories on Akasha and its relation to the final days has made clear the source of our woes. I am elated to know my work was of some benefit, but I could not have shared it had you not rescued me from the tower that day. I yet owe you a great debt, one I may never fully repay, but I shall try nonetheless. Not only through my research, but through my desire to see you succeed, which I believe may influence the Akasha in our favor, small though the effect may be. Yes, so long as we have hope, there is a chance we may influence the outcome of this calamity. It's no easy thing to say leave the star to us, but we must and we will. As proud members of the Scions, we have a duty to uphold. And we needn't do it alone. Those dark days when we were driven from the Rising Stones and hunted as traitors are a thing of the past. We have allies in abundance now. Which is to say, you needn't worry about us. Go forth in the knowledge that the Scions will labor without rest in your absence. Though our fellow Scions couldn't be here, they wanted me to tell you that no matter what calamity may befall us, they will never give up, and neither should you. No matter how far you may go, we will be with you in spirit. No matter how dark it may seem, your light will shine and endure. We were quite fortunate the Loperitz hyperhopper was based on principles similar to those of etherology. Integrating it with the Ark's existing systems might as well have been impossible otherwise. We may have Charlian's wealth of knowledge at our disposal, but theirs is technology far beyond anything we have ever studied. You are familiar with teleportation magics, yes? The momentary conversion of the body into ether that it may travel via the life stream from one physical point to another. Their hyperhopper enables transport through a similar method, but not when involving the life stream. Rather, it utilizes high-speed condensed ether to create an ethereal current of its own. This current is exponentially faster and more powerful than the naturally occurring ones to which we are accustomed. So much so, in fact, that ethereal conversion of the physical form is not a prerequisite for travel. If you are concerned about side effects, such as ethereal sickness, you needn't be. You should emerge at your destination hale and whole, in theory. At the very least, I can assure you it's safer than that experimental aetherites you used to reach Radzatan. Umbreda has been on my mind more often of late. How different her life might have been if not for our research into teleportation magics. Perhaps she would have never gained an interest in aetherlogical studies. But to abandon our work out of misplaced guilt for who she could have been would be a disservice to her memory of who she was. Nay, it was because of her that we found the resolve to carry on, and now we stand at the edge of a new frontier, with a ship ready to bear you into the distant stars and beyond. This arc is as much as her accomplishment as it is ours. I regret nothing. So this is the ship that will bear us into Ultima Thule. That even Wolfsman and Bluvida should be in attendance is most unexpected, but I am nonetheless heartened by their presence. For so many to see us off like this seems wholly unnecessary. Still, I'll not begrudge them for wishing us well. This is the pinnacle of ethereochemistry, a synthesis of modern innovation and the ancient wisdom of Alag. The Ark's engine appears to be capable of processing condensed ether in quantities I never thought possible. I wasn't expecting quite so many people to be seeing us off. Quite the turnout, wouldn't you say? Then again, who wouldn't want to be in the presence for a once-in-a-lifetime event? I'll send word to the Alliance leaders the very moment the ship takes off. Obviously, they couldn't be here, but I'm sure they'll be cheering for you every step of the way. They said work on the Ark is finished, but you certainly wouldn't know by looking at it. Let us hear what Father has to say.
The Ark is missing one last but very crucial component before we are ready to take off, but it should be arriving shortly.
All present and accounted for? Good. As you will have heard, the Ark is ready. All that remains is to board and be on your way.
Oh, I've seen my fair share of tight schedules, but this was bloody murder.
Schedules.
But we did it. We finished the ship. It's safe, fit for purpose, and looks good to boot. Aye, it's a Garland through and through.
I really don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you for everything.
Ah, don't mention it. Ever since that episode with Omega, I've been toying with the idea of star-faring vessels. And as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. We've learned a lot, let me tell you. In case you're wondering about payment, the ongoing existence of the world ought to do. But feel free to throw in a colorful recounting of your journey on your return. So, have you thought of a name?
A name? Wasn't everyone just calling it Father's teeny tiny toy boat?
Well, seeing as its purpose has changed, I thought a more eloquent name was in order. I suggested as much to Fortuno, who seemed quite amenable to the idea.
As you know, this vessel is the culmination of heretofore unprecedented collaboration. And though said collaboration is owed to the Scions, there is another whose noble deeds made our work possible.
A millions.
From a fragment of Dalamud, we obtained
not
only
Soir.
advanced materials such as refined adamantite, but the knowledge to traverse the stars. And this fragment would not have found its way to us had the Archon Louisois not fought to protect this world. And in so doing, laid down his life. Now that the vessel stands complete, I cannot help but wonder if it was more than mere happenstance. if it was my father's intention to guide us here. In the hopes that his guidance will see you all safely home, I name the vessel after that self-same fragment of Dalamud he delivered unto us. The starship Ragnarok.
Sorry for the wait. I got everyone you asked for, and not a one less.
What are you all doing here?
Oh, I invited them. The representatives of those tribes with religious inclinations. You've done a fine job of readying the Ragnarok, but for it to take flight, we'll of course need the power of the Mother Crystal. Given its immense size, however, transporting it would be an absolute logistical nightmare, not to mention we'd need to shatter it into tiny shards for feeding to the engines. But a brilliant idea came to me. We convert the crystal's energy into forms that can transport themselves!
Thou wouldst employ summoning, or should I say its precursor, creation magics.
Care to explain for our benefit?
As you may have witnessed at Bestways Burrow, the Loporrits are capable of creation magics, which they use to shape the moon's environment. Yet simple though they make it seem, 'tis a highly advanced and exacting art. To perform it correctly requireth that the wielder holdeth the object in his mind's eye in clearest detail.
Hence the ancients' meticulous management of concepts.
Drawing upon this art, the Ascians conceived of summoning as we know it, a derivative that replaceth the complexity of concepts with the simplicity of zealotry to make manifest a creation.
I see. By combining the Loporrits' magics and the tribe's faith, we convert the Mother Crystal into primals of purer form and greater obedience. Summoning as it was intended, one might say.
Indeed! Indeed! While Hydaelyn gave us the ability to use creation magics, she forbade us from using it to make anything possessed of a soul, or similar. She didn't say anything about fulfilling the desires of others, though. So, borrowing our friend's faith, we'll create deities using the Mother Crystal's power and send them to the Ragnarok!
Am I the only one here concerned about the risk of being turned into a tempered minion?
Oh, right, I was getting to that. From what I've read in Sharlayan tomes, it appears the Ascians incorporated an additional nasty element into their summoning method. The fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Beings thus created are instilled with the self-same desire and use their powers to enthrall people, starting with the summoner. In contrast, our creation magics, the original and the best, except no substitutes, don't incorporate any of that rubbish, so there's no risk of tempering. I mean, if the being was on the scale of Zodiac, you might feel a little tug, but I think we'll be safe enough.
Truth be told, I do not understand the intricacies of this plan. But none of us would ever turn our backs on you. When the avatars of our faith ran amok, you intervened without decrying we who birthed them. Where others vilified and suppressed us, you offered understanding and friendship. In gratitude, we will share with you the true expressions of our gods. Not malevolent deities, but benevolent saviors.
we're heading to the ethereal sea. Stay in sight, else you're liable to get lost.
Lead the way.
May we have a moment? In anticipation of the day man might journey to the stars, we developed these.
Portable teleportation devices. One for each of you, designed to work in tandem. Press the button on one, and in a matter of moments, all 8 will activate and send their owners back to the Ragnarok. There is no telling what hazards you may encounter. If you find yourself separated or lost, please do not hesitate to use them. Be safe, all of you, and come back.
You as well. I pray you take care.
Looks like everything is in order, so I'll go ahead and board. A few of my fellows will remain to assist with the summonings, but rest assured, the vessel won't want for competent crewing.
If you are ready, then you should board as well. Go, and Godspeed.
The Ragnarok, and thus the grandfather's legacy live on. We mustn't waste any more time. Let us board and set out for Ultima Thule. Mother, father, grandfather, we will save the star and return home, I promise. I'll send word to the Alliance leaders the very moment the ship takes off. Obviously they couldn't be here. Venturing quite literally into the unknown, we have to be ready for anything. As I said, whatever awaits us there, we will survive. We must. Primal summoning, as it was intended. I never dared to consider they could be invoked without danger of tempering. Change has come quickly to the star, and greater change yet awaits in the days to come. All the more reason we must not fall. So the stage is set. I cannot hope we are prepared to play our parts when we arrive in Ultima Thule. The key, I suspect, may lie with Heidelin's parting message to us. Darkness and light, despair and hope. As goes one, so goes the other. Knowing Medion's wields the power of despair, we must bring to bear hope in equal measure. Danganronpa. I'd rather not spend any longer mulling over strategy. None of us are strangers to despair. If that is the source of our power, we are ready for it. The Ragnarok is a collaborative effort in every sense. The culmination of knowledge from the world's greatest minds, both past and present. Without question, the greatest ship ever built. You hadn't forgotten anything, have you? No repairs or commission? A delivery from retainers, perhaps? No? Well, if there's nothing else, have a safe journey. I'll have to remember to thank Tataru for her timely provisions of food and drink. Poor Wedge would have long since given up from exhaustion otherwise. But now the rest is up to you. Come back safe, all right? The world cannot end now, not when we've but scratched the surface of the Loporrit's technological know-how. So run along now and do what it is you vaunted heroes do best. The world shall tremble before my genius soon enough, assuming you're able to prevent the destruction, that is. Ameliance will not be joining us, I'm afraid. She cannot bear to watch our children embark on so perilous a mission. Make no mistake, I feel the same. I cannot tell you how many times I had to step away from my duties, so distracted by thoughts of all the ways it could go wrong. Even now a part of me wants to drag them away and forbid, well, not that they would listen. So I will see them off with pride in my heart and a prayer on my lips. For my children and for this star they love so dearly, you must prevail. If you would come this way, I'll direct you to the bridge. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Let's go! I don't even have an image in my mind's eye of what this place might look like.
hope you have everything, because I can't be bothered turning back. Right then, make yourselves comfortable. We're setting off in just a moment.
It's incredible.
This is Fortuno. Can you hear me? The preparations for the summonings are complete. In accordance with the 14th phase of the plan, we have moved the Ragnarok to the launch site. The gates are open. You may depart when ready.
So, are we ready?
As ready as we'll ever be. Let's get going.
Oh, come on. The burnt-out star's got more fire in its belly. Try it again, with feeling.
Me? But I...
No need to be coy, brother. Do it, and do it well.
If you all insist.
Onward unto the distant stars and beyond. Ragnarok, engage.
Hell yeah.
Engage!
Engage! Yes! Let's go!
That I must carry landwalkers into the sky! I cannot imagine a greater indignity!
Do not sulk so. For thy mighty winds exist not only to buffet and batter. Nay, they may serve also to thrust forth with vigor. Such is thy glory, and thus it is an occasion to rejoice. So come, let us revel!
So long as the wind blows freely, I suppose all is as it should be in creation. to them a storm, that they may pierce the firmament and fly free!